We are going to explore two temples in Luxor, the Luxor Temple and then the Karnak Temple at night. Then the next morning go to a hot air balloon ride over the Valley of the Kings, followed later on by an actual tour into the Valley of the Kings to visit several of the tombs that are located there, followed by a visit to Howard Carter's house and a visit to the Temple of Hatshepsut. Well, the bus has arrived at the airport. Here we're at the Departure Hall 1. We're going to be on a domestic flight this morning to Luxor. So we're taking a jet, Petroleum Air Services. Glad we're not on a little propeller plane. I thought that could be the case. On the plane now to Luxor, look at the in-flight beverage service. Let's get a bottle of water. There is room for standard carry-ons overhead, and there's a good bit of leg room here between me and the seat in front of me, and lots of space underneath the seat in front of me for bags that we might want to store there. The workers removed all the luggage from the luggage belt for us. That was wonderful. And we head to our next awaiting motor coach. We've stopped at the Temple of Amun-Ra here in Luxor. This is the Avenue of the Sphinxes. Lots of people here today to see this. Each sphinx originally had the head of a ram and the body of a lion, and a statue of Ramses II under the ram's chin. And they're lining the avenue. The Avenue of Sphinxes went all the way from the Karnak Temple to the Luxor Temple, 4 kilometers worth of these sphinxes. This big building here would have been a storage building. You can see some of the mud-made brick walls. Okay, we're going to take just a tour, 360-degree little turn here. More of those sphinxes way across the way over there. See the palm trees. And then this amazing entrance that we will go through here in a little bit. The columns are patterned after the lotus flower. And the paintings is the original paint. Very high columns. This direction is the east to west direction in the temple complex. This complex is a maze of labyrinths all across with little rooms. This is the courtyard of the temple. There is the sacred lake out here where there would be ceremonial washings by the priest. Any of the kings coming would want to go there to wash. And people are circling the scarab beetle. The beetle is a sign of fertility. Supposedly, if you walk around so many times, you get good luck and fertility. I'm not interested at all in fertility. I don't really believe in luck. So I'm just going to leave that scarab beetle right there. Up toward the top is the coronation of Ramses II. And then down below, he's being blessed. To the left is the God Father, the God Mother, and the God Son. And they're all blessing Ramses II, who is in front of the Tree of Life, and Ibis is writing his name on that tree. Cool story. One straight corridor going from north to south. Hatshepsut's obelisk. And this is King Tut Moses' obelisk. As we're heading back out of Karnak Temple area. There's a little mall walkway that took us to Karnak Temple. There are water closets available here. It'll cost you 20 Egyptian pounds. Good to have some small bills. Now we'll head back toward the bus. All right, this is after the fact. We arrived here at the Karnak Temple. The ticket area is over here to the right. We all entered as a group and you had to go through some security to get there. Then we came back out through that little mall area. Lots of places to shop. I did purchase a temples book for Karnak, so I can read more about what we saw. Okay, time to get on our bus. Okay, fast forward back to AD 2026, and let me tell you that if you are new to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe, or if not, just put a like on the video, maybe leave a comment. All of those helps me with YouTube. I do a lot of research for everywhere we go, and the purpose of my videos is to help others who might be planning a trip, or to let other people travel through me when they can't go on these trips. I'd love for you to be one of the Shirley's Journey subscribers. Now let's get back to the past. We're at Luxor Temple at night. It's all lit up and really pretty. The obelisk on the left. There was one obelisk on the right, but it was given as a gift to France. Inside the Luxor Temple, there are 4 different religions that have been in this particular structure. You have Christianity, you have Islam, of course you have all of the Egyptian, and you have Roman. This is the original building. Those 3 openings are resting areas for the gods, for the God Father, the God Mother, and the God Son. Here is the Islam edition. It's hard to see at night, but the Christian edition is just below. Of course, you see all the original Egyptian things. And further inside, you'll see more of the Roman influences. There's a giant courtyard in the middle. There's like a holy place. Pretty incredible at night. We awoke at 3 a.m. to leave the ship for our hot air balloon adventure. We rode little boats across the Nile, and once the balloon operators were given security and weather clearance, they began filling the balloons. Ours will be that green and yellow balloon in front of us. There's a large crew helping steady the balloon, and we are given clearance to load up. Our Viking program director waves goodbye to us, and the video crew captures our adventure. And we're off! We're going! And we are absolutely awed by the desert landscape below. Such a great view of Hatshepsut's temple. And we marveled at the landscape, where there is such a stark contrast between the land irrigated by the Nile for agriculture and the abrupt end where desert takes over. It's also incredible that the twilight gives way to such views of the sunrise. As our balloon begins to descend, we see one crew hurriedly gathering up a balloon below us so that they can load it onto a truck, and our crew heads toward us. We leave Luxor right after the hot air balloon ride so that we can spend most of the day in Kina, but we're back that night to dock in Luxor so that the next day we have another full day to explore Luxor. Just entered the Valley of the Kings Visitor Center. We were given a ticket to scan. We'll have to scan this ticket each time we go into a tomb. Our ticket covers 3 tombs. Once we got inside the center, we're going to load up on some various little shuttle buses to take us to our first stop. All of these mountains that surround us are made out of sandstone, which is good for the deep carvings of the temples and the tombs. Riding the little electric cars requires a ticket, but our guide purchased those tickets for us. We will load those little electric cars and head out. Right, that's back from where we came. There are lots and lots of tombs here. All kinds of them, and little entrances. You can see how people would have been doing excavating and trying to find the different tombs. Everyone has its own little entrance and its own little guard that punches the tickets. Nice to know that there are some shady spots. That's great. We're going to go into one of these shady spots, and our guide's going to give us a little bit of history to find out what we're about to see. Okay, the first temple we're going to go into, or tomb we're going to go into rather, is for Ramses the IV. We'll scan our ticket 3 times for 3 included tours. The guide cannot go with us into the tomb. She gave us a lot of explanations prior to it. It's a mild incline, lots of cartouches on the walls on both sides. Ceiling decorated. This is very highly decorated all the way from the entrance. And then as we get closer to the bottom, you can see the huge sarcophagus. The fluorescent lights will make my video kind of flicker. It's not a flickering light inside. Look how incredible. All of these gods. You see the row of snakes. On the back side of the tomb, you cannot go into this passage, but you can see little passages on either side. More impressive ceiling. See all the stars. Then continuing along the sides of the sarcophagus. And now on our way back out of the Temple of Ramses IV. Definitely a popular place. Second tomb is Ramses IX. We'll have to show our ticket once again. Ramses IX, also a very gentle slope here at first. Not quite as vibrant colors. You see several of these on the boat. You see the scarab beetle. I like the heads of these boats.
Yeah.
You can get somebody to take a photo. They'll take your camera all the way down. I'll show you this incredible ceiling. Look at this. Wow. The third one we're doing is Ramses the First. So we'll come up here, punch our ticket one more time. I've got 2 punches so far. Just came down about 35 steps. Got my ticket punched. And the second descent, quite the trek down these steps, but when we get to the end, we see the sarcophagus and some beautiful artwork. Okay, there's the sarcophagus. Wow. Look at all the blue and the yellow. The dark skin tones represent men, while the lighter skin tones represent women. This is incredible color. You can go into the little nooks. Go there. You can see more little nooks. Now we're going to King Tutankhamun. There are some descriptive signs here out at the front. It required a separate ticket, and we'll go into this little hole. Once again, a lot of steps down, almost at the bottom. It divides to go 2 directions. You can go to the right, you can go to the left. I'm going right first. And this is King Tut's mummy, the only tomb that still has the original mummy. It's in a glass case. Most of the mummies were put in a cache for preservation and discovered in the 1800s, now in the old Egyptian Museum. All right, back up we go. Up the ramp, and up some steps. After the Valley of the Kings, we came to the Howard Carter house. He's known to be the explorer who found King Tutankhamun's tomb. We get 15 minutes in here. Got some of his hats, umbrellas, canes. This is his study. His phonograph. His couch or bed. Got a desk. No, that's okay. Thank you. A bed chamber. Lots of rooms that just sort of radiate off of this first vestibule. Another bedroom. That's a neat little wash basin. I don't think I've ever seen one quite that deep like that. Old trunks. So we've got a dining room. It says here in the dining room, suggested he did not entertain much, mostly wanted to see friends at the Metropolitan House or at hotels across the Nile. The oil paintings on the wall are by his father and his brother. Wow, his father and brother were very talented artists. How about that lounge chair with a retractable ottoman? Studio, it said it was probably an uncertain use of this room, but it has north-facing windows, so it could be an entertainment place. Could be where he painted. This is where I would paint if I were living here. Such a labyrinth of rooms. Look at that little nook down here. Not sure why that's there. But here in the kitchen, all the cooking tools. Got a coffee grinder, kettles. I like the places where they cooked. Oh wow, look at that. That's his photography equipment. I'm assuming maybe the dark room. All the photographs. That is really neat. Oh, we know what this is. Got the water closet. There is a toilet here at the back of the Howard Carter house where you could come and use it if you need it. Viking has paid for these toilets, so they would be complimentary. Next stop is for Hatshepsut, or hot chicken soup as we're affectionately calling her. Our guide said, ready for the hustles on the way. All kinds of shops. You can hear the hustles.
Cola, water, Pepsi, cola, Fanta, Sprite, Red Bull, cola, beer, cola, water, $1, soda, gas, tonic water. Cerveza. Bardio, monsieur. Demand a taxi.
We made it beyond all the hustlers. Very glad that our guide takes care of tickets for us. Otherwise, you'd be standing in one line to get the ticket and then coming in the other entrance to show the ticket. We made it through the little security area, once again scanned the bags, and then our guide went to the little ticket office across from us, a ticket for purchasing the ride on the little trolleys. We'll get to ride these little golf carts to get us a little closer up to that temple. You could walk it. Several people are walking it. So we take our little trolley to the entrance. Our guide usually loves to find us a shady spot to tell us some things before we go in any of the places. But for today, there is no shade out here in the Valley of the Queen. And up on that hill is the Royal Cache, where they buried all of the mummies when the priest wanted to protect them after so many of them were being robbed. Behind me is the temple built by Queen Hatshepsut. We learned a little bit of her history, found out that her father was King Tut Moses I. He had two children, who was Hatshepsut and Tutmosis II. They married each other and had a child. And this child is Tutmosis II. She wanted to be the king, so she convinced the priest, paid him money, said, I'll give you this and I'll give you that, and if you will convince the people that I am the king. She wore masculine clothes. After her 30-year reign, she wore the long beard to indicate that she's a king that has been there at least 30 years. She found out that her brother husband actually had another child, had a son, Tutmosis III. She didn't want to kill him, so she just sent him away from there. That was her downfall, because he did kill her later to become the next king. She built this temple behind me for the gods. Sphinxes on either side, lots of stairs leading up. On the second level on the right is a shrine, so we're about to go explore that second level. The guides are not allowed to do commentary inside the temple, so that's why she gave us a lot of explanation outside the temple and then gave us some free time to go in and look around. There are steps going up in the center or a ramp going up, so you can choose which is the easiest for you to manage. Looking down from where I came, can't decide for sure which was more strenuous, the stairs or the ramp. Pretty equal in my opinion. Gonna head to the right to see this shrine that she said we should not miss. The floor inside the shrine is very uneven but original. And look at the ceiling. More of the stars. This is Anubis, the god, and he's blessing Hatshepsut. Originally, this would have had Queen Hatshepsut in the middle, between the god on her right and this character on her left. But Tutmosis II came into this temple and scratched out everything that had to do with that queen, removed her face, and in some cases put his own face in there. Up to the third level, same kind of idea, a ramp going up or stairs going up. You can choose your way. I chose not to go all the way up to the top. It seemed like a pretty steep climb, and our guide said that it was really in bad repair. The best thing to do there is get a picture of the view. So we'll just take a picture of the view from here, pretend it's up there. There we are. Look at that view. Our meeting place after we finished our exploring was here at the cafe, and we were actually given a little bit of time to do some shopping. If we wanted a snack or a drink, we had a little time for that too, depending on how much time we spent in the temple. And we found these shops not to be high pressure, and our guide said if you wanted to use a credit card in these shops, it would be okay, but never ever ever use a credit card in the little open markets or for any of the vendors that you see. And back through the gauntlet. Lots of hassles ready to sell us something on the way out. Our last stop today is at what used to be a temple. There are two statues, one on either side. It was destroyed by an earthquake. This is the Temple of Memnon. Goodbye, Luxor.